Hi everybody, it's Jill Blanchett with Green Thumb Stampers. I'm here again for a Finally Friday video. Today I'm going to show you guys a technique called bleaching, and that is exactly what you do. You add some Clorox bleach and take the color out of the paper. So hang on and I'll be right back, show you how to do it. Today we're going to go over an oldie but goodie technique called bleaching, and it's basically what it sounds like. So there's just standard like Clorox bleach in the barrel, and I have labeled mine, obviously says bleach, so that I know out of my stack over my desk that this one is my bleach. So I've got a few samples to show you, and what this is gonna do, the bleach will take the pigment out of the cardstock. Whoops, I kicked that. So this is real red, and then that's what happens. The bleach turns that kind of a white. Here was rich raspberry, and you could see kind of some scunned up areas. What happened was when I first start using my pen, I need to kind of squeeze out a little bit of it. I don't know if it separates or what, but my first attempt did absolutely nothing until I was able to get the barrel flowing with the bleach out of it again. So that was a rich raspberry. This is black. So that's kind of a neat, spooky, Halloweeny, maybe kind of a bronzy color actually, but the daffodil, I didn't really get much of a change in that, just a slight little bit. So down here I made the X after I got the bleach running. So maybe that one's not the best to choose. Here was the, I believe this is Blushing Bride. That really bleaches out good. That turns pretty much white. This is Pacific Point. And then my basic gray. And so I stamped down an image that's obviously very decorative with Versamark, and then I clear embossed it so that I have little wells, outlines, lines to stop it from bleeding through with the raised embossed image. I'm pretty sure you can see that. So then what you do is you just take your pen, your bleach, and then you just color like you're aqua painting, but you're not actually, you know, picking up color from the ink pad or anything. You're just gonna go and because I've embossed, it's all sticking up, so unless you don't want to do it all, you could just keep going all over the whole, like this whole flower, and it's going to bleach out right where I've had the pen. So say for instance you only want to do this flower and these leaves, you just want to do those, you can leave the rest the same, but in the gray. But the idea would, for what I'm going to show you, is to do the whole thing. And I won't do the whole thing because I've already pre-done that on the other side, but I'm just going to show you how it works. You see how white this one's turning, and these are starting to turn right now. I'll stop right there so you can see they're starting to turn, but the flower in the middle is already turned, and the other ones are going. And then I have a piece of paper towel, and you don't have to do this, but then you can go back and blot off the spaces that you've already done, and that will pick up the extra bleach that's on there. Now, this isn't dangerous by any means, but it is bleach. So if you do get it on you or on something colored, it will bleach it out. So you would go ahead and do your whole flower, and then when you're done, it would look a little something like that. Once you get it all bleached, then you can start to color your bleached areas, unless of course you want to leave it all bleached out. That's fine too. I was just going to show you a couple different things you could do to help, you know, to color it back in. Not help anything, but to color it back in. So I have the old olive Stampin' blends. I'm just going to color in a leaf. And this way it's just gonna, you're kind of almost just like coloring on the white, the basic white kind of paper now. So you can use any kind of medium you want if you got different pencils or whatever you want, but I was just giving you a quick show of, there's some blends, Stampin' blends. Let's do this little daffodil real quick here. That's not a daffodil, it's more of a daisy. I'll just run over real quick with the Stampin' blend just to give you, show you it kind of colors the same way. And I went over in the gray spots that are the little lines here that I already did with the darker one. Those are not pre-designed, but on the stamp already to show you kind of where some of the darker spots would be, the shadowing, the details, kind of like, so you know, you can go over them as much as you want to help get your look the way you want it. I'm going back over it again with the dark just to pull that in. So that's a little bit of what you can do with the Stampin' blends. I needed to pull that in a little bit more. Let's grab the light and see if I can lighten that back up a little bit for my color. I left that pretty harsh line there. It's still there, but gives you a little show there. And then I also brought over my old olive ink pad and squeeze the lid down to the bottom, and then that puts ink in the lid, which you can then pull up. I have another aqua painter here that I've got water in. Get the water flowing. So you could pull it up with your aqua painter and paint it on kind of like so. Give it, you know, that watercolor look, a little bit softer look than the blends. You can, again, by limiting the amount of water in the pen, you could get into the dark part of the ink and then use that to darken up your areas that you want to be a little bit darker. My pen is, I squeezed it, must be too hard. It's blotted off. Stop the color. And then I'll try and put it down with the... And then I brought over some... Well, let's do one more leaf while we're here. Get some more. Boy, this guy is just running with water. Alright, stop, Jill, stop. There's enough green leaves. And then I brought over the bumblebee just to do the other flower that's right there with the aqua painter. And you can, again, make it add more color, run it out a little lighter, soften it up a little bit by not going too dark. Let's see if I grab some of the dark and put it in the middle. You got it like that. And then I also brought over my blender pen, and I thought we'd see how that works. This is going to scrub on the paper a little more, but it works kind of the same. You just pick up the ink in the lid, and then you can color your image with it. Get my dark where I need it, and then blend it out. Kind of like so. The only thing with using the blender pen is it does kind of pill up the paper a little bit. If you start running it out too thin, it will pill the paper, but that's it. Kind of just another option for getting some color down. And like I said, the embossing, that's going to keep the keep it raised up and keep some of the dimension and the detail in there, so you can go in and out of the lines and around, and keeps it separate from the other one. So I'll stop right there. So I pull in a third color with those little baby flowers there, and when I get a second, I will show you the completed card that I'm going to make with this. So hold on. Alright guys, here is my finished card. I added a little daffodil seam binding ribbon. I put a little greeting up on the top. Kind of stuck it on there, little kitty wampus, and there we go. You will see here, if you're looking and wondering what that is, you can't see very close with my light, but my finger must have touched there. Always, always, always use your embossing buddy if you're going to emboss, and I didn't because I was making up a whole bunch of them to use for samples and for this video, and my embossing powder stuck there. So that will happen when if you don't go over it with your embossing buddy first. That will happen, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it other than do it again. So since it was a sample, I just didn't do it again. There you have it. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you again. Alright, I'm done. That was it. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll be back again next week for another version of Finally Friday. Talk to you later, guys. Take care.